Hello and welcome everyone to another Bocky tutorial. Today I will be showing you how to make this woven crochet heart, which is actually a little pouch. And it's a free pattern that you will find in my Ravelry store. So you can find the written pattern there. And I'll just show you here how it's done. The woven crochet heart is made up, folded, with two pieces that look like this, and each piece has 3 strands of 6 minis each. You could use a different color for each strand, a different color for the around the top here and another color for there. That would look cute too. Just be creative. So first we will need to crochet 3 mini strands, or actually 6 mini strands in 2 colors or 6 colors as you like. I have made 2 in pink already, and I'll show you how I'm going to make the third one. The mini strand starts with a magic ring. Wrap the yarn around your finger and go under the first loop, grab the back loop, pull it up. Under the first, grab the back loop, pull it up here. Just hold everything together, get that yarn and pull it through. This does not count as a stitch. So then we chain 2, which does not count as a stitch either. 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and repeat that one more time. So I repeat the 3 double crochet, chain 2 again. I'm just going to pull the magic ring closed a bit, not too tight. 3 double crochet again. 1, 2, 3. Now this first mini is ready. It's not complete, but it will be completed at the end of the strand. We are going to start the second mini. And so instead of chaining 2 and going around the corner here, we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we're going to make the loop, the center eye, that like this one has here. This one has a magic ring, and now we're going to make an eye. And to do that, we're going to insert the hook in the back loop of the 3rd chain from the hook. The 3rd chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3. But you have to turn it around because the back loop is here. You see these bumps, 1, 2, 3. That's where you insert the hook. This is important. If you insert the hook in just one of the loops, the center eye is going to be floppy. So before you do the slip stitch, mark this bit of chain here, because that's going to be the center of the next granny. This is going to be marked. So we've inserted the hook in the back bump of that 3rd chain and pull the yarn through. That's the slip stitch. Now I like to hold the marker so then it will stretch a bit and you'll see that eye better. Chain 3 first. 1, 2, 3. That does not count as a stitch either. Take your hook out of the loop and insert it in these 2 loops here of this double crochet. Grab the loop and pull it through. That's a BLT, pull loop through. Now we're going to make the first double crochet in this center eye here. Double crochet, and we're going to make another pull loop through in the next double crochet here. So insert your hook under both those loops, grab that loop and pull it through. double crochet again. This is the second double crochet. And we're going to make another pull loop through in this, in the top loops, in the top of this double crochet here. So insert the hook, grab it, loop the loop and pull it through. And then we're making the third double crochet. One, that's the third double crochet. And then when you're connecting minis, you also connect in the corner. So we're going to insert in the corner here of this first mini, this chain 2 space, and pull that loop through again. So that's the fourth pull loop through. Chain 2, and then 3 double crochet in this eye here. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2, and 3 more double crochet in this eye here again. 1, 2, 3. And now we are back at the beginning of the repeat. So the repeat starts here. We're going to make the next mini on top of this one by chaining 6 again, and then repeating all the steps I just showed you. And I'll get back to you when I'm on to the sixth mini. I'm at the end of the 5th repeat, and I have 6 incomplete mini grannies now. I could repeat this sequence forever. You can make this as long as you like, but for the heart we need strands of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the point where we are going to crochet back and finish those minis. I'm just going to remove the stitch marker. You don't need that anymore. So instead of chaining 6 and continuing on making another mini granny, we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. And this is where the next repeat starts. 3 double crochet in this eye here. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, and now we're going to slip stitch under the loops here. This one here and that one there. We're going to slip stitch under those 2 loops. So that's the slip stitch, and now this mini granny is shaping up. Chain 1 again, and then we start the next repeat of, well, not the next repeat, we repeat that again. So 3 double crochet, just going to show this one more time. 3 double crochet, chain 1, slip stitch under these 2 loops here, right, these 2, slip stitch and chain 1. So continue until you've made the 3 double crochet in this first mini granny here, and I'll get back to you. The strand of minis is looking up now and looking good, and I've made the last 3 double crochet in that first little mini granny here. After those 3 double crochet, chain 2, 1, 2, and then you can cut the yarn and pull the yarn up and out of the stitch. I like to work away this yarn end, showing you, be inserted under the 2 loops of this first double crochet here, and down in this center, in the center of this chain, and in the center of that first top chain there, and then you can pull it tight. And I just want to show you this because this does not count as a stitch. I'm going to leave this yarn end here, so that's a reminder. Every time you encounter this yarn here, you have to think to skip this thing here. This little, you won't see it if you if it's tight enough. If it's not tight enough, just skip it. And you can work away this other yarn end in the magic ring. And then I'll show you how to connect the 3 strands of minis. The pattern for the woven crochet heart states that if this is your 3rd strand of minis in the same color, do not cut the yarn. Well, what did I just do? I cut the yarn. It's not a big deal, you just have extra yarn ends. What I also wanted to show you is that, and you will notice as well, this first mini granny here is a little bit thinner than the other 5. These all have the chain 6 and chain 3 that do not count as a stitch, but they are hiding in there and making the granny a little bit fatter. It's not very noticeable, so it's not a big deal. That too is the reason that I start here with the chain 2 and don't count that as a stitch, because it gives it a little bit more volume. So we're gonna start attaching yarn here, and we're gonna attach these 3 strands together along this side here. Just make sure all the yarn ends are in the same direction, and it's prettier. I'm attaching yarn with a slip stitch in this chain 2 space here. If I hadn't cut the yarn, that wouldn't be necessary. Chain 1, single crochet in that chain space. The chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Pattern now says 4 single crochet. Remember, this is the chain 2 that does not count as a stitch. 4 single crochet, so we're going to skip this thing here. The first single crochet is going to be made here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're going to continue on the short side of the next mini granny. Chain 1 first. And 5 single crochet. The first single crochet of the 5 is going to be in this chain space here. Again, here's that chain 2 that we're going to skip. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1 again. And 5 single crochet on the next strand. One. Skip this chain 2 here. 2, 3, 4, 5. This was row 2. We are going to be working in rows now. So we're going to turn the work for the next row. This is what it's looking like now. Row 3 says turn your work and chain 1. I like to chain 1 and then turn my work. And then 17 single crochet in all these stitches here. So just single crochet in every stitch to the end. 2, 3, 4, 5, and use both loops of these chain stitches that you made here. So this is one loop, and I'm going to use both loops. See? So this is how you continue to the end here. I'm at the beginning of round 4. Skip 2 stitches, pattern says. That will be this one here and that one there. So we're going to work in here. 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet in this stitch here. And that's going to be repeated again. So I'm just going to show you one repeat, and then you'll know what to do with the next one. 3, chain 1, 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, skip 2 stitches, skip these 2 stitches and slip stitch here, and repeat. So skip these 2 stitches, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet in there again, and you will have the written pattern as well. That's a free pattern, so you can download that if you need to see what's happening. And I'll get back to you when I've done the last sequence of double crochets. I'm at the end of row 4. I've done my third little shell stitch here, and instead of skipping 2 stitches for the next slip stitch like I did between all of these, I'll only skip 1 stitch because there's just not more. So we're going to slip stitch in this last stitch here. I could have added a stitch in this row below here, but then I would have had bumps on the side. So in the end you won't notice. And on with row 5. For row 5, turn your work again and 2 slip stitch. So this stitch here, we're going to slip stitch in there and slip stitch in there, just to get up to where we want to be. Single crochet in the next stitch, half double crochet in the chain 1 space, chain 2, 1, 2, skip 3 double crochet, that's these 3, and make a V stitch in the next slip stitch. This is the next slip stitch, and the V stitch is a double crochet, a chain 1, and a double crochet. This will be your V stitch. After this first V stitch, chain 2, 1, 2, skip 3 double crochet, these 3 here, and single crochet in this chain space here. Chain 2, 1, 2, skip 3 double crochet and make a V stitch in this slip stitch down here. If you can't find it, you can turn your work and you'll see where it is. It's this stitch here. So V stitch in there. A V stitch is explained at the beginning of the pattern. That's a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Second V stitch made. Chain 2, 1, 2, skip 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and half double crochet in this chain space here. Slip stitch in the next stitch, and that was round 5. Turn your work again for round 6, and we'll continue from here. Round 6 says skip the half double crochet, that's this one here, and slip stitch in the chain 2 space. Let's do that. All these slip stitches is about getting this side a bit rounded. In this chain 1 space of the V stitch, we're going to do 4 extended double crochet, chain 1, and then 4 extended double crochet again. I'll show you what an extended double crochet is. Normally you would yarn over and pull through 2 loops twice. Now you yarn over, pull through 1 loop, and then you pull through 2 loops. So that's 1. And we're going to do 4 of those. Pull through 1 loop first and then pull through 2 loops twice. It's a double crochet that is just a little bit longer than the normal double crochet. And then chain 1 and make 4 more of those extended double crochets. 2, 3, 4, and this shell will be a little bit bigger, a little bit higher than the shells down here. Slip stitch in the next single crochet and repeat. Make another shell in here, and I'll get back to you after that shell. Round 6, second shell made, and we finish round 6 with a slip stitch in this half double crochet, which is over here, and then cut your yarn. We're gonna have to have way too many slip stitches if we do not cut the yarn here. So cut the yarn, and I'll get back to you when we start round 7. Just pull this out, and we can work this away, and this will be a nice rounded side here. Round 6 ended here. We cut the yarn, and for round 7 we are going to attach the yarn in this stitch first before we turn our work. If you turn your work first and then attach the yarn, this yarn end here will be in the front of your work. So we are going to attach the yarn from the right side, and then you will have your the yarn end at the back. Just chain 1 and turn your work. So this yarn end will be at the back here. Half double crochet in the next chain 1 space. That's this one here. I was just checking what I'm talking about. This one here in the chain 1 space. There you go. Single crochet in the next extended double crochet. Chain 1, skip 3 extended double crochet, and V-stitch in the next slip stitch. V-stitch was a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Chain 1, skip 3 extended double crochet, single crochet in the next one, half double crochet in the chain 1 space between all of these extended half double crochets, of extended double crochets, and slip stitch in the next extended double crochet. If you're not sure which where to insert your hook, you can turn your work. This is the next extended double crochet where you should end in. So from the other side, it's this point here where you insert your hook for that last slip stitch. Round 7 done, and we'll be back with round 8. For round 8, turn your work again, and I'm always making sure that the yarn is at the back of my work. Slip stitch in the next half double crochet. The half double crochet was this one here, if you can't find it. So there it is. Slip stitch in that half double crochet. Single crochet in the next single crochet. Skip a chain and a double crochet, this here, and working in the chain space of the V-stitch, make 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip this double crochet in the chain space, single crochet in the next single crochet. Again, if you can't find it, just flip your work over and it'll be easier to see. So single crochet in the next single crochet, slip stitch in this next half double crochet, and we're done. Slip stitch there. Cut the yarn pull the yarn up and out, and then work away all these yarn ends and make sure that you keep the shape rounded. So this one will be worked away in that direction, and this one too, and then that will be just fine. And now you can repeat all those steps exactly the same on this side, and I'll meet you when that is done. Just one more thing before you start attaching the other side. Make sure you have the mini strands with the right side facing up, and on this side of course you will have to attach the yarn with a slip stitch and a chain 1 before you start on row 2. And you just continue and do exactly the same as you did on this side, and then this half of the heart will be ready. One half heart is ready now. The 3 mini strands are connected with 2 half rounds, and to make a complete heart you will need to make another one in another color or in the same color or in 3 colors, it doesn't matter. I will show you now how to weave the heart together. You could block this. I did not block this yet. It would look sharper, straight, nicer if it is blocked, but for this video I didn't block it yet. So to fold the heart together, you need to fold these parts together, double, with the right side facing out, like here. And now they're going to get woven together. So this strand is going to go in between there, and then around that one, and in between that one, in between those two. Just move it up a bit, and then we can start with the next strand, this one here. This one is going to go around that one, the pink one, then it's going to go in between the pink one here, and then around the pink, the third pink thing here again. I hope you get the picture. So there's one more strand to weave here, this third orange strand. It needs to go in between this pink folded strand here. Then it goes around this pink strand here, and it ends in between the third pink strand here. All you need to do now is make sure that the woven part shows a little mini everywhere neatly, so there's the minis neatly, and then turn it around, see if the other side needs some shaping up too. Pull that up, so, and the woven heart is ready. If you like to secure the bottom here, you can just make a little stitch around between these 2 colors so that this doesn't fall apart, but it's not really necessary. If you're going to use this for decoration, you can add a loop like I added here. So I added a short loop on one side and a longer loop on the other side, and then you can close the heart, the little pouch, by pulling the loop through. And also then you will have the possibility to hang it, as the Swedish and the Danish do. They hang their woven paper hearts in the Christmas tree. I added a tassel on this one, so that's possible too. Just go crazy. And what you can do too, if you think your heart is falling to open, it's a little pouch. If you don't like how wide it's falling open, you can close it along the side here with a couple of stitches. I did that here too. So then you can put something inside, a gift, some sweets, and you'll be all hunky-dory. So that was the woven crochet heart. I hope you enjoyed. I hope everything was clear.